Good afternoon. Well, this is Ivan Mara. Ivan, it's a new setup, yeah, because I have to charge my phone. And the charger doesn't reach when I make a video with a table over there. So for this video, I'm going to make a video in the comfort of my couch. But it's a different setup as I clean my room. Like now you see the books behind me, right? You see my Dinty's food right there. Yeah, this is the best I can do, guys. I have my phone on my chair. That's the best I can do. Because I can't make a video with my table because the charger doesn't reach. Yeah, the charger doesn't reach right. Yeah. Was today busy, Ivan? No, I didn't. It wasn't busy, but the boss and the manager, they had to clean the whole kitchen area. They did something called deep cleaning, where they took like a pressure hose and they were cleaning like under the dish pit, and I had to wait like 30 minutes, and I had a bunch of dishes to wash, whereby one of the host guys, he had to help me out. They told him, yeah, help Ivan out. He had to help me out. I had too much dishes now. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy, yeah. Do you guys like this setup better, or do you prefer me making a video with my table? The video with my table, you can see me better. This is the best I can do, right? I'm sorry, guys. It's better than nothing. Yeah. I can bring the camera closer, that way you see me better. That's better, huh? Yeah, you guys can see me better now, yeah. Yeah, I saw John Wick Ballerina. It was a pretty good movie. Not as good as the John Wick movies, but it was pretty good. Like, I give that movie a good 6.5 out of 10. It was pretty good. Keanu Reeves is in it. He's in the movie, yeah. It takes place during the events of John Wick 3 and John Wick 4. Between those events, it takes place. Yeah. I kind of like this setup better. You see my books in the background here, all my books, my notebooks, where I wrote my book. It's all there. Yeah. Did you eat anything today? Well, when I came home, I ate the leftover Schneider hot dogs. I had 2 hot dogs. I'm also gonna have the apple pie with ice cream in a good like 10 minutes. I'll have it in my room. I'm gonna eat my apple pie and ice cream. Yeah. Yeah, you have a different setup, I know. When I cleaned my room 2 days ago, I changed up my room. Now the my cupboard where I store all my books and everything is behind me, and my TV is like right all the way over here. Where the TV used to be like right where I'm sitting, and my couch used to be right here. You guys remember that? And now this is there. The couch is a bit forward, and the TV is way over there on the stand. I like that setup better than my old setup, right? My room's nice and spotless clean. Fucking beautifully clean. I cleaned it thoroughly. Ivan, you're a hard worker. Yes, I am. I am a hard worker. Even when I clean, I work hard. Like every 2 months, I clean my room, yeah. When you're king, Ivan, are you going to clean your house? No, I'm going to hire a maid to clean my house. I'm not fucking cleaning my house. I'm going to hire a maid. Me and Vijay will have our own maid to clean our house. Pay the maid a good like $100K a year to clean your house. It's a good deal for the maid, right? I'll have 2 maids. Yeah. If you have a big house, you need to have at least 2 maids to clean your house. You have to clean my house once every week, guys. And you get your $100,000 salary for 1 year, right? That's a good deal for your maids. As celebrities all have maids, right? Celebrities are so rich they can afford to have maids clean their house for like $50,000 a year and afford it easily. They're rich. Yeah. Celebrities don't clean their houses, man. They have maids clean their houses. When I'm rich, I'm gonna have a maid clean my house. I'm not gonna clean my house. Yeah. The only thing I might do is the dishes and the laundry. That's it. The dishes sometimes I'll wash, but everything else I'm not cleaning. I'll just get my maid to clean it. Yeah. I'm too lazy to clean the whole house. Way too fucking lazy to clean the whole house. That's why you have a maid. So, Sarah? Are you still looking, Ivan? Yeah, I'm still looking. I applied to Shadow Cartier like 4 days ago. I haven't heard back from them. Hopefully I get that job. I would love to work in that beautiful hotel, man, and swim in their pool and everything, yeah. Well, I am going to get a membership at the pool place here in Elmer. There's a big Olympic pool place here in Elmer. I might get a membership there. It's like $50 a year. I might get a membership and I go swimming every day. In the evening around 5, 6 o'clock, I go swimming. Yeah. That's how I burn calories. I have to watch what I eat though. The past couple of days I've been stupid with my eating. For Canada's Day, they bought like burgers and hot dogs and apple pie and ice cream. And today I caved in. I caved in. Yeah. I caved in, yeah. I caved in today. That's why the gates don't touch my money, man. You have me work minimum wage my whole life. The money off the books for me, VJ, it's not for you. You're just a greedy pig, man. Yeah. Some sound. He's Ivan, how's money being off your book, by the way? I made $18 million. You made $18 million with a B. I'm like, yeah. Ivan, are you sure that's not 1.8 billion? I'm like, no, VJ. 18 billion. Just like, prove it. I take my cell phone, I take out my Scotiabank debit card, I call the card, right? And you hear the automatic message. What would you like for me to do for you today? I'm like, account balance. It's like, you have $18 billion in your bank, in your checkings account. And he's just like, holy shit, Ivan, you really have $18 billion in your bank? I'm like, yes, I do. She's like, holy shit, that's a lot of money, Ivan. Shocked. Well, Ivan, we can build out like $850 million house. I know. I make $18 billion. I'll put like $850 million towards my house. Yeah. Ivan, we can start our own films with that money. I know. Start our own films with. We can fund the movie for like $2.6 billion. I make $18 billion. I'll fund Xanus for $2.6 billion. That's like a 900 something million budget, right? 2.6 divided by 3. $866 million budget per volume. Yeah. I'm sorry, huh? Yeah. So sorry. But we give people out of a budget. If I make Zage for $2.6 billion, I'll put $550 million towards special effects, a bit more, and the rest goes towards the other stuff in the movie. Obviously, I can put a good $240 million towards costumes, on wires, machines for the mask, and a good like $550 million towards special effects and visual effects. $65 million towards set building. 110 million towards actors. For the actors, I have to put 100+ million towards that, because they're gonna cost me tens of millions. You have huge gatherings, especially for the war. If it takes 3 months to film the war, like, you're looking at tens of millions in costs for the extras alone, man. That's why I might have to have like a $110, $120 million budget for if I make Xanus for 2.6 towards extras. Because I don't worry about it. It's unlimited. I know people. It's unlimited. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to put like 100 plus million towards extras if you want to have those gatherings. Yeah. The Exodus scene might take a month to film that. That's like $30 million on the budget for the extras. That's why you have to have a huge budget. 40 million is not even enough. 50 million is not enough. I have to put 100 million plus towards the extras. As the extras are costing me like the fourth most. The most expensive is visual effects and special effects, and after that it's salaries, then the costumes, armor, weapons, and machines for the mask, and then extras after that. Where separately is cheaper. For a good like 65 million, I can build unheard of sets for my movie for Peter Jackson for his Xanus movie, or Mel Gibson. Some Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna eat my apple pie soon, guys. There. Yeah. Are you tired, Ivan? A little bit. Dinty's doesn't really... I'm not that tired when I work at Dinty's. Because Dinty's is not as bad as Coco Frutti. Coco Frutti, when I work there, my body's completely drained of energy. Dinty's, I'm a little bit tired, but I'm not like super, super tired. Yeah. Yeah. If only I can get full-time hours at Dinty's, I'd quit Coco Frutti. Or I work full-time there and part-time at Coco Frutti. I will quit Coco Frutti and work full-time at Dinty's. But they already have a full-time dishwasher for evenings and mornings. They have full-time dishwasher. They have another guy who works, he has glasses. He's their full-time dishwasher there, yeah. Yeah. So that's why VJ cries, Ivan. Yeah, she wants a piece of my money, man, off my book, right? Yeah, she knows she got duped by the gates. That's why she knows I did not get duped. She knows I have the keys and I wrote my masterpiece. That's blames for me. She wants a piece of it. And she knows she wants me to get her out of Hollywood. Yeah, that's why she's crazy. She cries to me. But I told you, I can't take VJ seriously. Because after she cries to me, she bangs guys out of that. Hence why I can't take her seriously when she cries to me, man. I ignore her every night when I sleep. Because she's a crazy woman, yeah. I can't take a woman like that seriously. I see Victoria Justice as a crazy woman because after you cry every year me and say you love me so much, you text the guys and you bang them behind my back. And you having all these moments with them while I'm faithful to you because you're fucking crazy. Yeah, man. That's why I can't take her seriously. She's a crazy woman. Yeah. So, Sarah? Yeah. I get paid tomorrow. Yeah. So the Gates want to steal your money. Yeah, like they make their trillions every year, and they want to steal my billions off my book, man, because they're fucking greedy pigs, man. No, man, zero. You're not touching my money. Zero. There we go. Me, Regis' money's not yours. I'm sorry. Yeah. Are you gonna share that $18 million with me, Ivan? I'm like, yes, I will, VJ. Relax. Are you gonna share your money with me too? I gotta share my money with you. Yeah, VJ, you gotta share your money with you. That's how it works. You have to share your money with me too. That's how it works, right? Yeah. I highly doubt I'm gonna make the high end. I'm probably gonna either make low end or mid range. Probably that 10 to 15, 14 billion range I make. I highly doubt the high range. There's a majority of the 1.3 billion, 3 billion people in the world who speak English are children, like small kids, so that cuts it down, right? But who knows, I might make my 18. To make 18, I gotta sell like my 900, 800, like maybe 70 million copies around there to make my 18 plus. If I sell a billion copies, I'll make my 20, my 18, 19, 20. If I sell 650, 670 million, I make my 10, 11. If I sell 680, 12, 800, 13.5, 800, like 30, like 14 billion. That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. That's how people be shocked. Why, you made $18 billion off your masterpiece? Oh my gosh. He's like, holy shit, that's a lot of money, Ivan. We never have to work again with that kind of money, I know. Even you never have to work again. But it's good to work. It's not good to be lazy. I don't just want to live a life with VJ and no, like I want to be a movie star. That's why me and VJ are going to start Scott's Entertainment together. If I make 18 billion, I'll put my 400 million, 450 million towards the studio lot. 400 million is enough. I'm not going to go any higher than 400 million. I don't want to waste my money, right? Hey, VJ, I made $18 million. How much money do you want to put towards our studio lot? We can put 200 million, Ivan. No. We got to put more than 200. Put at least like 400 million towards it. I will build unheard of offices ourselves. Unheard of visual effects building, game studio building, landscaping, beautiful landscaping work, like Gran Turismo. VJ, what do you think of this Gran Turismo look here? Ivan, that's beautiful. Let's build it like that. Yeah, we have a beautiful Gran Turismo studio lot, man. Something beautiful. Yeah, man. Something beautiful, man. Yeah, man. Some sound. Yeah. Yeah. So, Ivan, your book is a masterpiece. Oh, yeah, my book is a masterpiece, man. Fucking masterpiece. It's an amazing story. Best fantasy ever written, man. Masterpiece. Yeah, man. It's a masterpiece, my book. It's a masterpiece. Yeah. There's a reason why the gatekeepers want to control it. They know it's a masterpiece, man. Yeah. Ivan's book series is going to be more popular than Harry Potter. Yeah, more popular than J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter. They know that, and that's why they want to control it. Because they're greedy pigs. Yeah. Why do they think? So the gatekeepers actually think that your brand is theirs. Yeah, because they control all the money in the world. They see me as an outsider stealing from them, supposedly. And so they think they're gonna tell me, oh, even that book that you wrote belongs to us. I'm like, no, it doesn't. You didn't write it, and you're not God. You didn't create this place, man. You don't deserve to control my money. Ivan, we're the gatekeepers. Yeah, you may be the gatekeeper, but you're not God, man. You didn't create this place. You're not the true heir. Me and VJ are. You're not touching my money. It's me and VJ's money. It's not yours. You're just a greedy pig, man. Let go of your psychotic greed. You make your trillions every year, and you also want to take my billions. So you won't let me touch your money, and when I write my book, you think you deserve to touch my money too. No, you don't, man. Like, you won't let me touch your money. You're not touching my money either. That's how it works. Yeah. Yo, Ivan's not touching it. Ivan and VJ are not touching a dime of my money, man. Let's lock the doors on both of them. And when Ivan writes his masterpiece, because you lock the doors on him, now you also want to take his money too, because you're selfish. You're a hypocrite, man. It's okay for you to steal my money, but it's not okay for me to steal your money. It's supposed to be steal your money. That's how the Gates think, because they're crazy people. Yeah, Ivan, you're stealing from us. Yeah, and if I sell to you, you're stealing from me too. No, we're not, Ivan. We're the gatekeepers. We deserve to control our money. I'm like, look, man, you don't deserve to control my money. You're not God. You didn't create the universe. Me and Ouija did. You may be the God of the money system in the world, but you're not the God of the universe who created the universe from the heavens. You're the God of the earth. I'm the God from the heavens. I'm bigger than you. I'm the rightful heir, not you. You don't deserve to control my money. You know what I'm saying, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the chick I like at Denny's who works mornings, I don't see her anymore, so I'm gonna ask when fall hits, I'm gonna ask if I can work evening shifts. Maybe one morning shift and one evening shift. That way I can talk to the other chick. Because now whenever I end my shift, she just arrives to work. I barely have any time to talk to her, so I'm gonna ask if I can work evening shifts. One morning shift and then one evening shift. That way I can talk to the chick. Yeah. The other chick who I like, right? Because the chick who I like who works mornings, I don't see her anymore. And she's leaving like in September or August. So me and her not happening. I don't see her anymore, man. Last time I saw her was like a month and a half ago. Yeah. Because the manager told me that you'll get your 2 shifts back, Ivan, in the fall when school starts in like August in Quebec. Because right now I only work once a week because the students need hours. And it's what? And the restaurant's been pretty slow too lately, I heard. Yeah. So I can talk to her. Lose this weight and get my first girlfriend, obviously, right? Why? You have a wife, I know, but Victoria Justice is a cheating whore. She's doing shit behind my back with all these men. I'm gonna get my girlfriend too. I'm 100% just gonna get my girlfriend. And if Victoria Justice gives me out, I'm gonna ignore her. And she's gonna keep seeing the guy. I'm not gonna do that, man. No way. You know what I'm gonna do, VJ? You can give me hell you want and yell. I'm gonna ignore you and close my eyes, listen to music, ignore that annoying crying of yours. Because you're a cheating whore. You're gonna keep seeing these guys that you like in Hollywood. I'm not gonna let you do that, man. No way. You don't fucking listen, man. You're a fucking crazy woman, yeah, man. And so when she cries every tears to me, I'm just like, man, this girl's crazy, man. Like, while she's crying, she's texting the guys on her phone, and once she stops crying heavy tears, she goes to their house and she fucks them after that. Because Victoria Justice is a crazy woman. That's why I'm getting my girlfriend now. I'm gonna ignore you, Egypt. I don't listen to you, man. Give me hell you want, I'm gonna ignore you. Tough. Karma's a bitch. There you go. There you go, yeah. Some Sarah. I'm off tomorrow, so tomorrow I can make a video for you guys in the morning. Yeah. You guys like this setup better? You like when I make a video with my table? I kind of like this setup better. You see my books in the background, my notebooks and everything. You know. You own a lot of books, Ivan? No, I only own like, I don't know, like 6 books. I'm not an avid reader, right? I own like, I don't know, like 8, 10 books, whatever it is, in my library. Yeah. I'm going to start collecting 4K Blu-ray movies. Because I have my younger brother's PS5. I can watch 4K Blu-ray there, so I don't have to buy a 4K Blu-ray player. I can watch 4K Blu-ray on his PS5. I'm going to start collecting 4K Blu-ray players starting next paycheck. Not the paycheck tomorrow. The one after that, I'm going to start buying like 2 movies a paycheck. I can do a series where I show you my collection, that kind of stuff. Builds buzz for my 4K Blu-ray company, right? The Xanus Brand will be straight to 4K Blu-ray. We're not beyond theaters, guys. Straight to 4K Blu-ray, yeah. Xanus Entertainment. Some Sarah. Xanus Entertainment will be straight to 4K Blu-ray. Because the theater chains can't handle 1 billion people. It's too crazy, as I showed you on Google. AI overview, yeah, the AI overview I showed you, it says the theater chains cannot handle 1 billion people. It's too crazy. 200 million people is already crazy enough. They can't handle 1 billion people. It's too much people. Because Amazon can easily handle 1 billion orders, as I showed you on AI overview. They said Amazon can even handle 9 billion orders. Remember you guys read that? I showed you on Google, yeah, on my phone. Yeah, Amazon can even handle 9 billion orders. And so I can easily handle my merchandise and my 4K Blu-ray movie, no problem, right? Yeah. Chances are I'm gonna sell maybe 600, 700 million 4K Blu-ray movies, maybe 400 million, 300 million merchandise. Amazon can easily handle. Yeah, we can easily handle 1 billion plus orders, Ivan. 500 million, 800 million orders. We can easily handle, Ivan. Yeah. It might be delays, but they can handle it. Amazon. They're a huge company, a $1 trillion company, right? They're a huge company. That's why they're a good company to partner with. And the deal is 80-20. Me and VJ get 80% of the profits. You guys get your 20. But if I make more than 20, I'm upping it to 90-10. If I make like my 30, 25, 27 billion off the book, I'm going to up the amount to 90-10. That way Amazon doesn't do me. And 10%, they're still making the billions, obviously. And Jeff Bezos knows, yeah, Ivan's worth the majority of the money, man. He has the keys. He's doing the marketing for us. Everything's easy for us. We just got to distribute his merchant movie, and we get a nice cut of the billions. It's a good deal. The chances of the deal will be 80-20, because I'm probably going to make maybe my 10, 12, 15, maybe 18 billion off the book around there. And the deal's 80-20. Me and VJ get 8% of the profits. You guys get 20% of the profits. And I'll give you guys the exclusive distribution rights. That way, the distribution rights are yours, and no other company can distribute my stuff except for you guys. But you don't own the Xanus Brand. Me and VJ own the Xanus Brand. That's our brand. But you own the distribution rights, and you got your 20%. That's a good deal for Amazon. You're gonna make your billions, and you're paying for the merch too, by the way. Yeah, we don't want to pay for the merch. Okay, if you make me take out like another $250 million of my money to pay for the merch, I'm gonna up the deal to 85, 84. 83% or something like that. Yeah, 83, 84, 85%. 85.15 if you want to be greedy. No. Yeah, you want that extra 5%. You're paying for the merch. As you're making your billions off the movie, and you're gonna make your billions off the merchandise. That's a good deal for you guys. So, Sarah, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna go warm my apple pie and get my ice cream. I'll be back in a sec. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Excuse me, we don't weigh that low. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. Went upstairs to warm my pie. Warm my apple pie, and I get my ice cream. Apple pie with ice cream is so good. Oh my god, it's amazing. Yeah, that's the deal for Amazon, 80-20, man. If I make more, it's 90-10. That way Amazon doesn't do me right. That's a good deal for Jeff Bezos' company, right? Yeah. My product will be the #1 seller on Amazon. Yeah, the Amazon CEOs will tell me, yeah, Ivan, your merchandise and your movies are #1 seller, #1 brand seller on our site. And tell me that. Amazing, they call me billions, man. You get the news. Ivan O'Mara, Victoria Justice signed mega deal with Amazon, 80-20 deal with Amazon for the merchandise in the 4K movie. And all the movie pundits and all the Hollywood actors, CEOs are like, holy shit, Ivan and BJ signed a massive deal, yeah, for the movie. It's bigger than all our deals for our movies, yeah. If you think these Hollywood actors get paid a lot of money, their deal is pocket change compared to me and VJ's deal. Me and VJ's deal is a huge deal. It's a multi-billion-dollar deal. It's a huge deal, man. An 18, $20 billion deal. No, it's like I don't know, a 13 billion, 12 billion deal, whatever it is. Yeah, it's a huge deal for the merchant movie. Because the game doesn't count. I'm not signing with Amazon for the game. For the game, it's Microsoft and Sony. So me and VJ signed like a mega, I don't know, 12 billion deal for the merchandise in the movie. Or I might make more, I don't know, but around there, right? Maybe. Yeah. That's why I'm very generous with the actors, the Hollywood actors, because their contract is pocket change compared to me VJ's contract. Oh. That's why I'm very generous with the stars. Yeah. And I'm very generous to Peter. Because Peter's a big director. Pay him the big bucks, Ivan, but if Peter gets greedy and he wants like $2 billion, I'm not paying him that. You're getting greedy, Peter. Ivan, you're greedy too, man. You're making like your $13 billion off the movie and merch, and you're giving me the peanuts. Like, Peter, if you think I'm going to give you $2 billion of my money, you're crazy. You're not worth that, man. I mean, I had even more of that life. I'm like, no, Peter. Stop being greedy, man. So Peter will ask for more. Yeah, he will. He's greedy, but like he'll accept my deal because he knows he doesn't make this in Hollywood. He knows he signed a huge deal, but because he's greedy, he wants a very chunk of the money. He's greedy, Peter. Yeah, greedy pig. I mean, can I get $1 billion of the film profits? I'm like, no, Peter. You get 700 million. If I make 18 billion, I can give you your 800. You make a bit more. Some sound. What about $1 billion, man? $1.5 billion. I'm like, no, Peter, man. Like, you're pissing me off. You're not worth that, man. I'm not going to give you a good chunk of my money. You're crazy. I'm already giving you enough. You're taking a good chunk of my money. Me just money. I'm not going to pay you more, man. Stop being greedy. It's a deal I was making in Hollywood. Yeah, Peter, you signed a huge deal. A 1.1 billion deal. 1.3 billion deal, whatever it is. Yeah. It's a massive contract for you. You're just greedy. It's a deal, Ivan. Sign me up. Yeah, he signs that contract. You got the news. Peter Jackson signs, I don't know, 1.25 billion deal with Sky Source, which is like 1.5, 1.6 billion in his used own money. He signed a mega deal. All of the records are like, holy shit, Peter signed a massive deal. Yeah, he signed a mega deal for my movie Xanus. Yeah. No, seriously, Ivan, man. Can I get a bit more of that, Ivan? I'm like, no, Peter, I'm not paying more, man. Stop being greedy. One pays enough. Ivan, man, you're greedy too. Like, you're making all these billions and you're giving me the peanuts. I'm like, Peter, if you think I'm going to give you a $2 billion deal, you're crazy. You're not worth that, man. Yes, you're a big, powerful director, but you're not worth a $2 billion contract for my movie, Peter. If I make 8 off the movie, I'm not going to give you $2 billion, $1 billion bucks of the film profits. You're crazy. You're taking a lot of my money, man. No, you get your 800 if I make 18 billion off my book. That's a good deal for you, Peter. You get 200 million for the game, and you get 200 million for the merch. And your 85 million base. You sign like your 1.3 billion deal in Canadian money, which is a 1.58, 1.6 billion in your New Zealand money, Peter. If you sign a mega deal, you're walking away with like 800 something, 850 million in your bank, whatever it is. That's a lot of money for you, Peter. Yeah, that's a lot of gold. I know, Peter. It's a lot of gold. Stop being greedy and say my deal. It's a deal, Ivan. Yeah, he signs that contract, Peter. Yeah. So Peter becomes blind by his greed for the movie, his paycheck, and the movie, yeah. He wants to make the best movie possible because he's a nerd. At the same time, he wants to get paid, obviously. He's greedy. Yeah. He's like, holy shit, your company blows out of the water. Like, for Lord of the Rings, I only made $250 million, Ivan. You signed me to like a 1.3 billion deal in Canadian money, holy shit. Which is like 1.6 billion euros in money. It's like, holy shit, your company blows out of the water, Ivan. This is way more than what I paid for The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings combined, Ivan. I know, Peter. Your company blows out of the water. You also gave me an unlimited budget, like an $866 million budget per volume. Yeah, $550 million towards visual effects, $120 million towards extras, $240 million towards costumes, arm wars, machines for the mask. Here's Ivan, with $240 million, we can create the best armor and weapons with that kind of money, the best masks and costumes. He's like, holy shit, we can build the best sets with a $65 million budget, Ivan. I know, Peter. He's shocked. Ivan, you gave me unlimited budget, Ivan. Unlimited resources for your movie, Ivan. I know, Peter. For Lord of the Rings, we couldn't afford this. I know, Peter. You happy? Yeah, I'm happy. You signed your master deal and I gave you unlimited budget. That's a good deal for you, Peter. Yeah. Or Mel Gibson. I'd use Mel Gibson. Some Sarah. Yeah. I move the camera this way. A little more. Yeah. Will you do an ad shoot with the Amazon CEOs? Maybe. Maybe. I might also do an ad shoot with the Amazon CEOs. Yeah. Like, once we sign that mega deal, me and VJ, with the Amazon CEOs, we can do an ad shoot and do a commercial, and after that, we party up at my house. I take them out to dinner at Boston Pizza. I'll pay for it, and they do a party in my house. They get drunk with me in my house. Yeah. The Amazon CEOs. And you can do a thing where they interview the Amazon CEOs. You do a brief interview for that too. That's also what Sky Source News too. You can do that, right? To make it more interesting. Yeah, but do you think it's cool if we do a photo shoot with the Amazon CEOs, a magazine photo shoot with them, and then we do the commercial, and then they interview me and you, and the Amazon CEOs? How does it feel to sign this deal and everything? And the Amazon CEOs are like, yeah, we're happy to partner with Sky Source Entertainment. We look forward to success, and more wealth for the future, something like that, right? Yeah. The whole was like, holy shit! I and VJ signed a mega deal with Amazon. Yeah, we did. We signed a mega deal with Amazon, man. Huge deal, massive contract, biggest movie contract ever made for an actor, right? Yeah. Me and VJ signed like a 12 billion deal, man. An 11, 12, 13 billion deal with Amazon. It's a huge deal. And it might even be bigger than that. I don't know. I'll have an idea based on how much I make up my book. But we signed like a 12 billion, 13 billion deal with Amazon. It's a huge deal. And Amazon signed like their 4 billion deal, whatever it is. They're making their billions. Yeah, it's a huge deal for them. A lot of money for the company, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's a huge deal. Huge deal. Will you make your contract public? Yes, I will. I'm not going to tell you how much money I made off my movie and my merch, but you'll know it's an 80-20 deal, obviously. Yeah, Ivan O'Mara Victoria Justice get 80% of the film profits and the merchandise profits. Amazon gets for 20%. But I'll have Peter in the room with me when I sign that contract, as Peter is a part of that deal pretty much, right? Because he's taking quite a bit of money, of Mimi's money. You can have Peter help you out with the deal. Not the deal, but he helps me out with the ideas for the merchandise and the 4K box set. Okay, I want a Steelbook box set. Steelbook, Ivan, yeah, Steelbook. I want like the three movies in the box set. You know what I'm saying? You have to tell the Amazon CEOs that. That way they know. Yeah. Some saying? Yeah. You have to tell them what kind of merch you want to sell. Very important, yeah. Some saying? Yeah. Ivan, when you write their unique, I might think about it. I'm actually considering writing it. I might as well, right? I might as well finish what I started. But before I even think of starting their unique, I have to get Xanus done with. Go over volume 3, then get it proofread and design my cover. And then once that's over with, I can now think about writing their unique. Their unique will not be as long. It might be a 100, maybe 20,000 word novel. 350, 400 page book. It won't be as long, obviously, as Xanus. But maybe not, man. I'll see how I feel, how my body feels. Because their unique is another daunting process. Once I write it, I now have to save another $2,000 to get it proofread again. Yeah, it's a lot of money. I'll make more money. I highly doubt, though. I think I'm just going to stick with Xanus. I might write their unique. We'll see what happens. Maybe world, right? Ivan, I read your There You Need. That's a great start to your story. I know. I'm gifted, man. Even my There You Need book sounds sick. I know. Amazing storyteller. Some Sarah. Yeah. And my 3 beers. Yeah. I'll drink my 3 beers after you guys. Yeah. This room will be long. I'll talk to maybe an hour and 20 minutes. I'm done here, guys. Yeah. And tomorrow I might make maybe a 2-hour video. I'm off tomorrow, so I can make a video for you guys in the morning. Will you do your Ivan's go-through series tonight, Ivan? No. I'll do the go-through series tomorrow, episode 2 tomorrow. So I'll make my video in the morning, and in the afternoon I'll do my go-through series tomorrow. Whereas Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will not do my go-through series because I work. But Monday, I can do my go-through series. Next Monday, right? And Superman's coming out next Friday, guys, July 11th. Yeah. James Gunn's Superman's coming out next Friday, guys. The new DC universe. Yeah. You're welcome, Warlord. I'm rolling your brass. I'm not saying yeah. He just like, cheers, live. We signed our mega deal with Amazon. I'm like, cheers. Yeah. After we sign our contracts. Yeah. I'm gonna do a thing. After I sign the contracts with the Amazon CEOs, I'm gonna give a toast with the Amazon CEOs with liquor. You know, Suits, when Harvey gives a toast with Lewis and all that stuff. Yeah, I give a toast before we do the ad shoots. Yeah, I don't have to do a magazine ad shoot with the Amazon CEOs, right? It's pointless. No, but like after they sign their contracts, I give a toast. We should give a toast with the Amazon CEOs. Like, cheers to success and to wealth and success to the future. We give a toast. You're gonna see that in the documentary. I want you guys filming the big deal, right? When me and VJ signed on Mega Deal with Amazon, I want you guys filming that. The documents to film that, obviously. Yeah. 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 That's like people appreciate me so much. I That's why different, man. It's because of you, you're living this life with me, man. When I got you out of Hollywood, you see the light, and you get me all to yourself. You have your freedom, and you now control the money with me. Hence why I choose to live. It's fair, because I'm the one who did this for you, right? Without me, you would be left behind in Hollywood. When I got you out of Hollywood, it's fair. I choose where we live. It's fair. I'm living in Vancouver, Canada. That's where we're living. Where Neatus lives, right? But Neatus is moving. Neatus likes the States better than Canada, right? He said in his videos he prefers America over the States. I think he's crazy. The States is fucking filthy and crowded, Neatus. Yes, it has better stuff, but it's crowded, it's filthier over there, and there's higher crime rates there. And the country is in a mess when it comes to their debt. The States is tens of trillions in debt. Yeah. What's the only thing better about the States? The States has the better stuff because it's a more powerful it's more powerful economically than Canada. They have more people living there, but it's not as beautiful and it's filthy and it's crowded over there. I've been there and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to live here, man. I wouldn't mind living in the States. I prefer living in Canada, man. Canada's my home. I was born here. It's beautiful. It's cleaner up here. I want to live in Canada. I want Sky Source to be the Canadian film company, not the American film company. The Canadian film company. I want it to be a Canadian film studio. Sky Source Entertainment Center. Yeah. 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 I do think some fans who like Lord of the Rings better than Xanus. Yes, it's possible. There might be some fans who like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones or Way of Kings better than my Xanus book. I highly doubt it. My book's more entertaining to read. I read Lord of the Rings and my book's more entertaining when you read it, but some fans might like Lord of the Rings. Jared told Lord of the Rings better. Obviously, Way of Kings, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, they might like those books better than my book. Right? As art hits everyone different ways. I highly doubt though. As my samurai told my books, I'm one for a reason, right? And you guys, you read my book. It's more entertaining than other books. Yeah, it's a masterpiece. Yeah. It's a more entertaining read when you read it. Samsara? Yeah, I mean, I now believe you when you made that last Hope for Xanus Lord of the Rings video a couple years ago on your board. You talked about how Xanus has better characters or characters up on the page he has, and now you guys believe me when I told you that, right? I told you how my characters are on the page. Yeah, because I knew when I read my book, I know how my characters were jumping out of the page. That's why I said that in that video. And you guys now believe what I'm saying is true. Yeah, I think your characters do jump out of the page. Oh yeah, they do. The whole book, they're jumping out of the page left and right, man. That's why it's so entertaining. And the story's very entertaining too. It's an entertainment ride of a lifetime, Xanus. It's a book worth billions. It's a masterpiece. Yeah, man. It's a book worth billions. It's a masterpiece, man. My book. Some Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, seriously, man, how do you do it? How do you make your hair jump on the page all the time? It's a gift I have. I don't know how I do it, man. I don't know the trick. I don't know how I do it. Yeah, it's just a gift. I gave you the gift, yeah. Honestly, guys, I can't tell you how I do it. I can give you tips here and there on how to write an amazing novel here and there, but at the end of the day, you gotta be a little bit gifted, right? You gotta have a creative mind. Otherwise, you're gonna have a tough time penning down your own fantasy novel. Yeah. You're gonna have a tough time penning down a pretty good fantasy novel. As anyone can write a novel, the question is, can you write a good novel? A good enough novel to be published? Right? Yeah. Because most aspiring authors, when they write their books, they have developmental editors polish up their manuscript, which means it's not 100% their DNA. They wrote the majority of it, but the editors polish up their writing, which means it's not really your 100% your DNA, your novel, because you had help. Whereas me, Xanus, is 100% mine. Everything I showed you, I wrote it on my own with no help. And I don't want any developmental editor touching my story. They can ruin my story. Obviously, I just want my book proofread. Fix my grammar, that's it. Grammar, spelling, punctuations, typos, sentence structures. That's it. Don't touch my story. Samsara? So, Ivan, you're making a prediction. You think most fans will like Volume 2 the best? Yes. Volume 2, I guarantee, will be your favorite, guys. Or Volume 3. It just depends. But some fans will like Volume 3 better than Volume 2 because Volume 3 blows your mind away more than Volume 2. The plot blows your mind away. But you can argue Volume 2 has more polished dialogue than Volume 3. It feels more polished than Volume 3. Volume 3 is amazing. It's amazing too, but some sections of it's a bit more raw and stiff. Some of the dialogue. That's why some fans might say I like Volume 2 better. And if you're more into like the drama and politics and all that stuff, you'll like Volume 2. But if you're more into the action sequences, the big climax of the story, the plot blowing your mind away, the plot twist, you'll like Volume 3 better. And if you're more into the life behind the walls and Zane, you'll like Volume 1 the best, obviously. As some fans might like Volume 1 the best. I think it's the worst one. Because Volume 1 feels the most rushed, obviously, because it's the build-up of the story. Nothing really happens in the story, except for the prologue with Taki's the first in the Habitat, but... yeah. There's not many big scenes in Volume 1, hence why it's the worst one for me. Because it's the build-up volume. It builds up Volume 2. And Volume 2 builds up Volume 3. I think it's going to be between... The debate will be between Volume 2 and Volume 3. But there's some fans who will say it's really pointless to debate which volume is the best because it's one story. Like, Lord of the Rings is actually one story. Tolkien did not write 3 separate books. No, he wrote one story, but the editors and the publishing houses, they split it into 6 books and 3 books. They split it into 3 books because the book was too long. It was like a 1,300-page book, so the editor split it into 3 books. Just like my story, Xanus, is really one story, but it's split into 3 volumes. That's why the debate about which volume is the best is kind of pointless because it is one story. But because I divide the 3 volumes, there will be that debate going on online. What volume is the best one? Some fans say Volume 1, some fans say Volume 2, some fans say Volume 3. You know. That's what I'm saying. I was just saying, yeah. Yeah. Ivan, what's your favorite volume? Volume 3 is my favorite, but you can argue it's like kind of back to back with Volume 2, Volume 3 for me, but Volume 3 I give it the edge because it blows my mind away when I read it more than Volume 2. I told you, Volume 2 you can argue has more polished dialogue, the flow of dialogue than Volume 3. Volume 3 is amazing too, but the dialogue flow is you'll catch a bit more stiffness and rawness in the dialogue more in Volume 3 than you do Volume 2. You catch rawness in all my 3 volumes as I showed you guys. But Volume 3 arguably has the most rawness in terms of the flow of the dialogue. But the scenes blow your mind away and they blow your mind away. That's why it's my favorite. Because the scenes just blow your mind away and it's so powerful, Volume 3. That's why it's my favorite one. You can argue Volume 2 is better, but you can also argue Volume 1's better. It just depends how the art hits you, right? Yeah. Depends how the art hits you. That's what I'm saying, or as you're saying, yeah. I'm sorry. How long will Xanus be? Probably about an 800-page book. Xanus is like an 800-page book when you read it. An 800-page book. Yeah, give me a second. I'm going to go upstairs and get some milk. I'll talk for another 12 minutes. I'm done here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Get some milk. guys, I'm back. Sorry for the long wait. I had to take a leak too, right? Yeah, I'll talk for maybe 10-12 minutes. I'm done here, guys. The video will be an hour, like 20-some minutes. That's good enough. I'm tired and I don't know if I'm talking for too long. But I'm nice enough to pump out videos as best I can every day for you guys, right? And you're welcome, yeah. But you better enjoy it, because when I'm king, I'm not making videos for you, man. You get what you deserve, there you go. I'm not gonna make videos and not get paid for it, man. On my Sabbath channel, you crazy? Have you do my that? No way. And you make fun of the mess behind my back. Yeah, Ivan has no idea what we did with his wife, man. We fucked his shit out of her. And those women are bragging, dude. Yeah, VJ has no idea what we did with her husband. Man. We fucked the shit out of Ivan. You make fun of the mess and you made us pay that price. And you saw our sex, and now you also want to see our glory because you're selfish world. You want your full cake. You're crazy, man. Yeah, I figured out, man. Yeah, you guys obviously want your full cake. We want to cause that mess in their life. We want to see both of them have sex. At the same time, we want to be saved. We want to see their glory. You want your full cake, but you knew I wouldn't let you do that, man. You got to make a choice. When I'm king, my fame is behind the scenes. You're not a part of my fame, man. You don't see my glory in the public eye. You see it behind the scenes, but because it's behind the scenes, you're left behind. You're not saved. You're not a part of me, VJ's amazing life. You're missing out on the fun, man. I mean, VJ are having, right? When we're living as king, queen on the earth forever. So all glory and beauty, yeah. Yeah. And beware of the greedy agent side. If John Mega's agent wants $20 million of the phone profits, I'm not paying him that. He's not worth that. I guarantee you his agent will push for that. Like John's like, I get nice like $50 million of that. I'm like, no, John, you're not worth that. You get your 9, your 8.5. If you're worth like 18, 19, 20, if he's worth 17 million by then, I can give him 10, John Mega. You keep him more happy, a little bit more money, but I'm not gonna give you 20. You're not worth that, John. You've ripped me off. Well, I mean, he's big. I'm like, John Mega's not that big. He's pretty big. He did Star Wars. He has value. He did the Clone Tyrone, which was a hit on Netflix, obviously. He has some value. But he also did some other not so good movies that flopped, obviously. And so I'm not gonna have him dupe me. John Mega is pretty much a small Azer, but he's not that big. He's like a hybrid rising star, small Azer, John Mega. By the time I do Xanus, he'll be an A-list actor, a small A-list actor. He might be worth maybe his 16 million, 17 million. If he's worth like 14, 15, 16 million, I can give John Mega maybe 8.5. If John Mega is worth like his 10, 11, 12, 13, I can give him 8 to 8.5. He's worth 14, 15, 16 million around there, I can give him his 9.5 around there. And if he's worth like his 17, 18, 19, 20, I can give him his 10. A bit more. I'm not giving him 20, he's not worth that. He gets his 10, man, that's good enough. And his 9 million base for a salary. I'm not going higher than 9 for John for a salary. Even if he's a bit bigger, I'm not going to go any higher than 9. That's good enough for him. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. He makes like his 2, 3 in Hollywood. This is still money. Yeah, you're still John. Stop being greedy sometimes. Yeah. Ivan, what about $1 million for the promos for John Mega? I'm like, guys, man, you're getting greedy. I'm not going to pay John Mega $1 million for the promos. He gets $250K, man. Stop being greedy, guys. Sorry. I know you smell on the water, agents, managers. You want to make more money for yourself. I'm not going to overpay John Boyega and have him do me, man. When I'm paying him enough, he signed like his 20, 21, 22 million deal for all his earnings. That's a good deal for John Boyega with his 8 movies, I'm sorry. Yeah. John Boyega gets 9 for the movie. Let's say I pay him 10 plus 10. That's 19 million for the film profits. 10 million of the film profits, that's 19 million. He gets 250K for the promos. That's 19.2. 19.25. Obviously, he gets 2 million for the game. If he's worth like his 17 plus, I can give him 2 million for the game plus 2. That's 21.25. And I can give him 700,000 for the merch. So for the small A-listers, the ones who are worth like there's 16 million plus, you can give them 600, 700K for the merch. The ones who are worth under get 500K. So 700K for the merch, that's 21.95. 21.95. 0.95. Eagle speaking. $1 million. That's 23. Yeah, John Boyega sounds like a 23 million deal. If he gets his 10, if he gets his 8, he sounds like his 1 million deal. If he gets his 10 of the film profits, he signed like his 23 million deal, which is like 13 million in pounds, 13.5 million in his English pounds. Yeah, 13 million after taxes is what? That's like 7.6 million. 12 million after taxes is 7 million, 7.3 million around there. So 13 million after taxes is like $7.9 million. So John Boyega is walking away with like 8 million in his bank, almost 7 million in his bank after taxes. That's a lot of money, man. That's how much A-listers make in Hollywood. Guys like Mark Wahlberg and Liam Neeson make their 13-10 in Hollywood. Ben Affleck makes 10 in Hollywood. Yeah. 10 million is how much bigger A-listers make in Hollywood. And John Boyega signed a bigger A-lister contract. But because his agent's greedy, he might want, Ivan, what about 20? I'm like, no, man. Ivan, what about 2 million for the game and like a nice like 5 million of the film of the game profits? I'm like, no, guys. You're getting greedy. John Boyega's not getting any money off the game with the profits. He gets his flat base and that's it. He's not getting any. I'm not going to yes, I can easily give them a piece of the game too, but if you do that, they're ripping you off and you're overpaying. You're overpaying them, man. I'm already overpaying John Boyega. John Boyega's not even worth a $20 million contract. And he knows it. He's not worth that. But I want my company to be better in Hollywood. I want to pay him more. That way he works harder for me. And he brags how much better Sky Stores is in Hollywood. Because realistically speaking, John Boyega is only worth maybe his 3.5 million for my movie, 4 million at max maybe. And yet I'm paying him 20-something million because I want him to work hard for me and destroy the role. He's worth maybe his 3, 4, 5 for my movie, John Boyega. That's the truth. But I'm nice enough to pay him more. That way he works harder for me. And that way my company's better in Hollywood. I know what I'm doing. Anyways, when I offer John Boyega that contract, he'll be shocked because he knows he's not worth that. I'm not even worth this, man. Yeah, like, I'm not a big, like, that's how much Will Smith makes. Yeah, Will Smith and all them make like 20 million, 50 million Hollywood. And John Boyega signed that deal for his movie, man. His movie contract. Samsara. That's why I have to beware of the sharks. Yeah, Avon Joji signed like his 12 million deal. Signed a mega deal too. Yeah, Avon Joji. Yeah. And he knows he's not worth that. Avon Joji is only worth maybe 800K for my movie, man. That's the truth. $1 million maybe max for my movie. And I'm paying him his 12 million deal. That way he works harder for me and he brags how much better my company's in Hollywood. Samsara. So Ivan, you are overpaying the actors. Yes, I'm already overpaying all the Xanus stars. Money that they're not even worth, man, for my movie. And yet, and their agents are trying to get more money. I'm like, I'm gonna be very strict. No, man. I'm not increasing the amount. This is enough. They don't make this in Hollywood. It's a good one. Yeah, give me a deal, John. Sign me up. I don't even make it in Hollywood. I mean, yeah, you don't make it in Hollywood, John Mega. I gave you a good deal. Some Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. And John Boyega doesn't have to worry about you shitting on his character. No. He'll have a lot of scenes in my movie, obviously. He's a supporting lead of the movie, John Boyega. Him and Jimo Onsu and Yvonne Jojo are like the three supporting leads. And the other characters are not supporting leads, but they're supporting characters. They're just supporting characters. Whereas those three characters are supporting leads when you read the book. Volume 3, everyone kind of has their equal scenes. But Volume 1 and 2, the main focus is on Tactius and Tacitonius and Cassius. Maramis is also a pretty supporting character in the first volume. Volume 1, Maramis has quite a lot of scenes. And young Tactius and the prologue and all that stuff. Then once you hit 22 years later, he doesn't have as much scenes. And in Volume 2, he has more scenes, obviously. He's a pretty major character, Maramis. Supporting character, obviously, right? Yeah. John Boyega gets to fight both the Pit Watcher and the War. So I'm going to give him his time to shine, too. The main focus will be on me and Aratat. But John Boyega will have his time to shine. He's going to fight both the Pit Watcher and the War, a one-on-one duel towards the end of the war. And Jimo Hansu fights him around the general, man. You have the general of the Wolf Army versus the general of the Zanian Human Army. And you have John Boyega, Tacitonius versus Bull the Pit Watcher. Yeah. That's why I'm going to give him his time to shine in my movie, obviously. You don't have to worry about me pushing his character to the side, right? Like they did for the Star Wars sequels, yeah. They did John Boyega dirty in the sequels, man. Force Awakens, you can tell Force Awakens, he was a major character. They built his character, they built the relationship with him and Rey, and then Last Jedi, they completely shot on his character. And they took away that vibe that Rey and Finn had in Force Awakens, which really, really pissed me off, man. Like, you can tell Rey and Finn had something in Force Awakens, and in Last Jedi, you have Finn kissing Rose. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You just ruined that vibe that they had in the first movie. Yeah. Then Rey calls Kylo Ren a monster, and she ends up kissing him in the third movie. That's why the sequels are a mess, man. When you pay careful attention. They're a fucking mess, man, yeah. The only movie that's actually pretty good is Force Awakens. I'm not gonna lie. Force Awakens, I watched it 2 days ago. It's a pretty fun, good movie. Whereas Last Jedi is pretty good too. It's not bad, obviously, but Last Jedi, the whole thing with Luke being a hermit and them shitting on John Boyega's character, I don't like that, man. Like, John Boyega was a useless character in Last Jedi. He went on a side quest with Rose to find the Codebreaker. To help the resistance, obviously, and the Codebreaker ends up betraying him in the end. That's pretty much his plot in Last Jedi. And Rey went on a useless quest to see Luke in the island. Luke barely even trains her. She's like, "Did you try to murder him?" You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kylo Ren, and they had that fight, man. And she ends up leaving. Yeah. she ends up leaving the island. Yeah, man. And Rey's a Mary Sue character when you watch the sequels. Yeah. Some sound. Why do you think Rey's a Mary Sue? Because, like, before I show us kind of here, in Force Awakens, she has very little to no training, and she's able to use mind tricks to escape that place, obviously, and she bests Kylo Ren on her first try. When Kylo Ren is a trained Sith, she bests Kylo Ren on her first try with no training. Little to no training. And in Last Jedi, she's able to lift those rocks. When Luke Skywalker, who's way more trained than even Rey, he couldn't even lift that Wayfinder in Empire. Remember when he was training with Yoda? Luke couldn't even lift the Wayfinder ship, whatever it's called. He couldn't lift it, and then Rey is able to lift those rocks with little training. Little fucking training. Hence why the Rey character is obviously a Mary Sue. She doesn't really have any trials and tribulations in her life. She besses all these people with little to no training. That's why I find it very stupid. Yeah, if Luke, who when he was training with Yoda, can't even lift that Wayfinder, and all of a sudden Rey's able to lift those rocks with very little training. Luke barely even trained her, man, in Last Jedi, and that's why a lot of fans don't like the character of Rey. But she's a Mary Sue. Yeah. She besses Kylo Ren in the first movie, whereas John Boyega was constantly getting his ass kicked in Star Wars. He always got his ass kicked, obviously. And what? And Rey is able to lift those rocks. Like, those were big rocks, like big boulders. She was able to lift those rocks, and Luke couldn't even lift that Wayfinder ship in Empire when he was training with Yoda. Yeah, think about that for a second, guys. He was like, I caught it. That's a good one. Yes, think about that for a second. Luke couldn't lift the Wayfinder in Empire when he was training with Yoda, and yet Rey, who has no training, is able to lift those rocks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why. Yeah, and the reason why the sequels were a mess because they didn't plan out the trilogy. They did the one and done thing. Okay, I'm gonna write Force Awakens. I'm gonna let Rian Johnson do whatever he wants to do. No, like, you should have wrote Force Awakens and you have an idea for number 2 for the sequel that coincides with your previous movie. As Last Jedi doesn't really coincide with Force Awakens that much. Some stuff coincide, but not a lot of stuff don't coincide. Obviously. Yeah. And J.J. Abrams did his best to fix Rian Johnson's Last Jedi, but he couldn't. Hence why number 3 is the most messy when you watch it, obviously. The story, the plot's pretty bad. And that's why Disney, they what? I hope they learn from their mistakes, man. Yeah, man. Some sound. That's why Xanus will be the best fans I've ever written. And it'll even be better than Star Wars, guys. It'll definitely be better than those sequels, right? It'll be better than those sequels, obviously. It will certainly be my book. And don't worry, guys. I will plan out my 3 volumes for my movie. You don't have to worry about me not planning out my trilogy like Disney didn't do for their sequels, right? Yeah. Anyways, guys, here's where I talk for now. 5 minutes, that's good enough. It's out of there. I'm signing up. Peace. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. Peace out. Don't hate them, son.